Additional mods that they've made is a self-made spacebar foam, light packing foam, and sponge foam in case, and they've made a note to ignore the keycaps that they got from a friend. Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome to Keyboard Warriors Episode 1. On this show, I'll be showcasing user-submitted custom mechanical keyboards each month and giving a prize out to the keyboard that I think is the best. We've got some amazing submissions this month, and before we get into it, let me tell you the criteria that I'm looking for in this month's winner. The three categories I'll be judging these keyboards on are 1. Sound, 2. Looks, and 3. Modifications that I think that make your keyboard special. Believe it or not, price is not a factor that will go into play to decide whether or not I like your keyboard, and as you'll see on this episode, there are some really amazing budget to mid-range keyboards that have been submitted. Stick around until the end of the video to see how you can enter next month's episode, and without further ado, let's get into it with these keyboard submissions. The first keyboard submitted is by a username called Eggs, and their keyboard is the KBDFans Tofu 65 Black. Keycaps are the Novelkeys double shot, white on black. I believe they are PBT. The switches they're running are Boba U4Ts, lubed with trybosis 3203. Amazing switches, by the way. Plate material, aluminum. Stabilizers are Holee modded and krytox 205G0 lubed. Durock V2 smokies, Holee mod, amazing. 205G0 on Durock V2s, great. And additional modifications they're running are the board is O-ring mounted, which is really good for tray mounted boards. Middle standoff sanded off, amazing. And light packing foam in the case. Let's go ahead and see how this thing sounds. Hear how this thing sounds, actually. We see with our eyes and hear with our ears. Anyway, let's get into it. All of these reactions are actually live right now. I've never watched or heard any of these users' keyboards and their sound tests before, so this is all live and authentic reactions to their keyboards. Okay, this is a really good sounding keyboard. Tofu 65s are usually known to have kind of a more harsher aluminum sound just because they are a tray mounted aluminum board, but from what I can hear, it's a very dampened board, especially for loud thocky switches like Boba U4Ts. He's got quite a muted board. Stabilizers, let's take a listen. Not much audible rattle. Good stuff. Really awesome sounding keyboard. Really good sounding Tofu 65 you got, Eggs. Thank you so much for the submission. Let's see the next one. The next keyboard that we have is a GK64X aluminum submitted by NingoDingo. The keycaps they're running are Chinese themed ink painted keycaps. The switches they're running are Gateron Milky Yellows lubed with krytox 205G0. Plate material aluminum. Stabilizers Holee modded and lubed random grease stock stabs. Additional mods that they've made is a self-made spacebar foam, light packing foam, and sponge foam in case, and they've made a note to ignore the keycaps that they got from a friend. So let's hear how this thing sounds. Ooh, everybody always does the snapping and the clicking. Wow. This keyboard sounds really clean, actually. The GK65 is a very budget board, so I'm actually really surprised how this thing sounds. They're going to show us their stabs, I think. Good spacebar. Enter key. Sounds a bit hollow. Okay, that's a good sounding backspace though. NingoDingo also included a view of how flexible their board is, so let's check that out as well. Dang! Got quite a bit of bounce to that thing. Alright. I really appreciate that the GK64 is a budget keyboard. I like the whole gray and white theme that they've got going on. Not a big fan of the arrow keys. I mean, I get it, it's a meme, but your friend gave it to you, so you gotta rock them. Really clean board. The keycaps were from AliExpress, so everything really seems kind of budget on this board, which I really appreciate. I love budget boards. I tell everybody that you don't need to spend $400 to $500 to have a good sounding and good looking keyboard, so great job. Let's move on to the next one. Our third contestant is Alphabad. His keyboard is the Mysterium, ran with drop plus MiTo Pegaso keycaps. Awesome keycap set, I love that theme. Look at this keyboard, it looks so cool already. The switches they're running are Mauves lubed with 205G0. The plate material is a stacked acrylic. Really interested in hearing what that sounds like. The stabilizers are Durock V2s. Durock V2s, you can't go wrong. All these contestants so far have been running them. And some additional mods they've noted are Switch Couture stacked acrylic Bifrost case. I have no idea what that means, honestly. Explain to me like I'm 5, but is that a fidget spinner on the escape key? Let's hear how this thing sounds. I'm excited. Always gotta go with the clicking. Cracking knuckles. Ooh. I like the rings, by the way. Really clacky sounding keyboard, I dig it. Stabilizers. Ooh, that's a clean spacebar. Cool. Alright, what's he doing now? That is the fidget spinner on the escape key. That, I have never seen that before. And it matches his keycaps. That's so cool. The keyboard looks really, really cool, dude. I'm a huge fan of transparent keyboards, and you have that little, I don't know if it's just the lighting in your room or the effect of like what is going on with that keyboard, but it's like reflecting kind of like a light that seems kind of like rainbowy, which is really sick. Not my favorite sounding keyboard that I've heard on the submissions, but the aesthetic overall of this keyboard is so clean, and I really appreciate what you were going for here. Okay, our fourth submission comes from a user called MONKE. Their keyboard is a Tofu 60. Their keycaps, they said IDK. How do you not know where your keycaps came from, dude? Dude, they're probably from Amazon or AliExpress. Got some little bit of a Japanese hiragana on them. Just white PBT probably. The switches that they're running are lavenders lubed with krytox 205, G0. Lavenders, really awesome switch, featured on my channel lately. Candy keys, hit your boy up. And the plate is brass and SI 60%. Stabilizers, Durock V2, and additional mods they've made are foam in case, Holee modded stabilizers, and Band-Aid modded. It seems like the Holee mod on stabilizers, though I don't do them myself, is kind of a norm with these submissions. Like, I really appreciate you guys taking out the time to do the Holee mod. It takes a lot of time. Amazing that you guys have all done it. Let's go ahead and hear your keyboard, MONKE. Okay, so they've only submitted a video of their screen typing on monkey type rather than a video of them typing on their keyboard, which is a little bit disappointing, but let's see how this thing sounds. Hear how this thing sounds. Wow. This keyboard sounds really, really good. For a Tofu 60 aluminum, your backspace sounds good, your spacebar sounds really good. "50 words per minute with 91% accuracy. You could work on that a little bit. I'm guessing those were your stabs, which sound really good, by the way. Amazing job. Wow, I just wish you submitted a video of your keyboard just so I can see what it looks like with you typing on it, but from what it sounds, this keyboard sounds amazing. Good freaking job, dude. Yeah, this is the only picture that they submitted of their keyboard, so I'll just put it up again. Really clean, all white themed. I like your desk mat, by the way. Awesome job, good submission. Our fifth keyboard contestant is JFu19, and their keyboard is a Razer Black Widow Elite. This is a first. It's a retail board that has got modded. And the keycaps are red, black, white SA keycaps from AliExpress. Nice budget keycaps. Switches are C-cubed banana splits on the alphas and razor yellows on the F-row and number pad. Really awesome that you actually installed C-cubed banana splits. I don't know if the Black Widow Elite keyboard is a hot swap, so you might have desoldered them. And the plate material is the top plate that came with the keyboard. Stabilizers they're running are the stock Razer Co-Star style stabs, and additional mods they've noted are they've added plate foam and case foam. Let's hear how this thing sounds. What is that knocking? The title of this the title of this video is Does your Razer keyboard sound this good? I'm not gonna lie, this keyboard sounds really good for being a modded Razer keyboard. I'm shook. I don't even know what to say. Listen to this. That sounds so good for a Razer keyboard. Okay, I wish you submitted a little bit more photos so I could see what the overall keyboard looks like. So I'm gonna knock you a little bit of points for not showing you what this looks like. SA keycaps, I've never been a big fan of SA keycaps, but it sounds like they're working for you because this keyboard sounds so freaking good. I'm amazed. I'm a big fan of people modding their existing product that they have and own. This is an amazing start. Bravo. All right, after a lot of thought and careful review, I've come to the conclusion that all of these submissions are super amazing. Thank you everybody so much for submitting them, but there can only be one winner. And this was a really, really close call, because when I thought about the criteria that I'm judging it for, 1, looks, 2, sound, and 3, additional mods, I kind of weighed sound and additional mods in order to get to that sound a little bit more than looks. And with that being said, the Keyboard Warrior winner of June 2021 is, and drum roll please, JFu19 with the Razer Black Widow Elite. Oh my goodness, I've never thought that I would choose a Razer Black Widow as my favorite custom modded keyboard, but this thing sounds so good, and I could only imagine the hard work that you've put into this keyboard to make it sound that way. Bravo, JFu19. You are our first keyboard warrior. It just sounds so good. Like, how'd you do it? This is what I love about the custom keyboard community. You guys are so creative. You find a way to make a piece of shit sound really good. And with that being said, you are undoubtedly this month's winner. Congratulations, JFu19. You win an Amazon gift card for 25 bucks. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to join next month's competition, be sure to join my Discord. The link is in the description below. Read the pinned post in the keyboard competition channel and follow the submission format. Maybe in the future we'll be doing themed episodes, but for now, it can't hurt to submit your custom keyboard for a chance to win next month's prize. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Keyboard Warriors, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.